Today I'm going to review the magnetic army transport solution from Famard with their miniature carrying case. And I'm here with special guest Mrs. Necron. And it's coming right up.
Necrons!
Nick speaking, and welcome to this video. Right, I was sent this Famard miniature carrying case to review on the channel. I reviewed quite a few different storage systems previously, so I was looking forward to having a look at this one. Is this the case that you need? Well, first let's unbox it, and it came in a pretty small box for the size of the actual case. Of course, it's flat packed. However, it was packaged really well. Now, it's fair to say I've already seen one of these cases because Wargaming had one of these cases when he came to my place to play in our 4-way game with 6+ Devo and Planet 40k, and I was already impressed with this case. Now, of course, I knew it would be flat packed. However, I was pretty impressed with everything that you got supplied with this case. You of course got all of the fixing screws and even a screwdriver, which is pretty nice, and of course the instructions. The pieces were put together with little fixing angled brackets, and it was quite interesting. I wasn't expecting that, to be honest. I didn't really know how this was going to go together, but I continued to take all of the pieces out of the box, and then my other half said, how about we build it together? So let's introduce Mrs. Necron, and she's going to tell you about the build. Okay, so we sat down, and how did the build go?
I thought the build went very well, actually, considering we started the build and realised there was some covering on the actual pallets we needed to remove.
There was, yeah, and it's quite difficult to remove it, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was quite difficult, but then once I got into it, it was fine. I quite enjoyed it.
As long as you've got nails to peel them.
Yes, which I definitely have. So I thought I'd give it a go. But it was a project that I thoroughly enjoyed doing with Nick, and I'd certainly do it again. It was an easy build, and just needed a number of screws. Took about 45 minutes to do, and yeah, I enjoyed it.
You did, yeah. We did go wrong once, didn't we, with the instructions?
Yeah, we lost we lost the number of screws at some point as well.
I think that was my fault because I wanted to control the instruction book and you wanted to control the instruction book, didn't you?
But that's what you get with working with a project manager, my dear.
So yeah, it took us about 45 minutes, and once we built it, what did you think of it?
I thought it was quite impressive. It was certainly very good from a storage facility, especially when I keep a tidy house.
Yeah.
But the only thing that kind of slightly disappointed me was the trays. I would have preferred them to have been clear rather than silver, but then, as you explained, it needed to be magnetised.
Yes.
So that was the reason why.
Yeah.
But other than that, I thought it was very nice opportunity to display your models in a very clear and concise manner.
Yep, excellent. Well, thanks for that. And now it is built, I'm going to do a review of this case with some miniatures in it.
Necron's wife out.
Okay, now first I want to talk about the handle on the top, because to be fair, this case isn't exactly light, especially when it's got those metal trays in there, but the handle on the top is very strong, very secure, and I've seen Wargaming carry this case full of orcs with no issue at all. Also, the latch on the front door is, again, very secure. It's really nice, secure clip and spring. Plus, the door has 2 magnets, one at the top and one at the bottom, just to magnetise the front door shut, which is really useful. Okay, so this case comes with 6 magnetic trays, and I know a lot of people use these trays anyway. Of course, I've reviewed some other magnetising sort of systems previously, which use sort of magnetic sheets. This is just a metal tray, and the miniatures do stick on there really well. I've got, of course, magnets on the bottom of my miniatures already. The case doesn't come with those magnets, so you will have to obviously buy those separately. Now, the case has lots of slots, so you can, of course, change the depth of each of these trays. Now, if you do put a big miniature like the Void Dragon in this case, of course, it's going to take up quite a lot of space, and that will, of course, reduce how much you can get into this box. But That's the same for any case that you have. Now, of course, some miniatures, it's hard to put magnets on the bottom of them, like Doomsday Arks, for example. You can still put them in this case. You might have to just wrap them in bubble wrap and put them in the bottom of the case. I think that's what Wargaming did with a couple of his tanks, just in the bottom of the case. But I find that's an issue with all of my cases anyway. I've got my Doomsday Arks in really useful boxes as a storage system at the moment. And again, they're just sort of wrapped in foam and bubble wrap in those cases. So once I'd had a little play with the case, I got my Safe and Sound box out, which currently has most of my Obeisance Flanks army in that I'm using at the moment. And I thought I would try that army in this box. Of course, the infantry, no trouble at all getting in this box. Actually, if you've got an infantry heavy army, I think you can get quite a lot of miniatures in this box, because I filled up the trays with most of the contents of this box, with the exception of the Silent King. Now, I did try to get the Silent King in the box in its full state, because my Silent King is actually magnetised. I can take the top half off if I want to, but there wasn't quite enough room just to put him in there all built up. So yeah, not quite as much room if you want bigger miniatures in there. However, I could easily get another 2 or 3 shelves of infantry, and to be fair, the shelves that I've already got in there aren't filled up anyway, so I could easily get a lot more miniatures in this case than I can my Safe and Sound case, because of course there's no shelves in that Safe and Sound case. However, of course, it will take some of those big miniatures like the Silent King. Overall, I thought this Famard miniature case was really nice. As I said, it will take an impressive amount of miniatures, of standard size infantry miniatures. Indeed, if you've got swarms as well, that literally takes up no space at all, because it's obviously flat on the shelf. So if you've got swarms, infantry, maybe medium-sized miniatures, you could fill this case up with quite a lot of miniatures. But yes, of course, if you start putting bigger miniatures in there, it's going to reduce the space inside the case. It certainly offers another solution for carrying your miniatures around, and like Mrs. Necron said, also it can be used as a display unit as well if you're more limited on space at home. So yeah, overall, it's a thumbs up from me. I really like it. Now, if you think this is a case that you might be interested in and you would like to help the channel out, then why not purchase one using my affiliated links? They are in the description below and of course in the pinned comment. In the meantime, here are some more magnetic army transport solutions for you to check out.